Hello everyone, this is AJ. I'm here to do a quick demonstration of my game Nevermind The Distraction. Specifically, this is the solitaire card game The Distraction. The other half of the experience, which is the meditation activity, is called Nevermind, and there'll be a different video on that one. So this is just for the game. First thing we're going to do is setup. What you see in front of you are the 8 distraction packs that come with the game. These are packs of 10 cards that are themed to provoke specific distractions, and you'll use these to build your deck for each game, which is going to be different depending on what you choose. So the first thing we'll do is choose 3 distraction packs for this game. You can choose more or less depending on how much you want to change the difficulty, but we're doing an easy setup for this one. So we'll go ahead and we'll pick 3. I think we'll do a closer look. We'll do modern art, and I think we'll do architecture. So first thing is we'll take the center cards, which are marked breathe. There's only 1 for each pack, and then we'll shuffle them. And we'll set these off to the side. And then we're going to draw 8 cards from any combination of these 3. So let's see, we'll do 3 from a closer look. We'll do 2 from modern art, and we'll do another 3 from architecture. That gives us our 8 cards, and we'll shuffle these. This becomes our sort of mind tableau for the game. And we'll set these off to the side over here. Finally, we'll build our meditation timer from the remaining cards. So we'll start with the title card on the bottom and just stack the rest of those packs with the title cards in between. So this is the timer. The reason we do that is because now we can keep all of these cards together. As they're discarded, the divider card keeps them all separate so that we don't have to go back to the art index later and put the deck back together. So we'll go ahead and put the timer there. And now we'll go ahead and get rid of the rest of these. These won't be used for this game. Okay. Now we'll take the breathe card and we'll draw the top one. We'll put it in the middle of the play area and discard the other 2. Those won't be used. Now we'll take the distraction deck and go ahead and lay out the 8 cards around the center in a 3x3 grid. And now the cards are set up. Okay, the other thing you'll notice over here are the noting tokens. These are all 16 tokens, but we only need half of them for each game. So what we're going to do, there's 2 different types of tokens, but with 2 different sides from each one. This token here is the thinking feeling token, which has the thinking side and the feeling side both with the number 1. And the other one is the remembering, anticipating token. So with the easy rules for the setup, we need 4 of each type. So we'll just go ahead and grab 4 of each type, and we'll discard the rest of these. So these aren't going to be used for the game. Now we'll grab our bag of stuff here. We've got our mind die and our awareness markers. just leave those in a pool up here and put the tokens in the bag, kind of shuffle them around. Alright. So there's another setup version of this where you go ahead and look at the cards and you assign tokens based on what types of thoughts they trigger, which is fun, but in the interest of time I'm just going to do the random deal version. Alright, so let's see, it looks like this first card is thinking number 5, and then remembering number 6, thinking number 1. That is anticipating number 8, anticipating number 2, feeling number 7, remembering number 4, and thinking number 3. Okay. So the easy rules say that you should have 2 of each type out. And right now it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 thinking and only 1 feeling. So let's just go ahead and flip number 5 to the feeling side. That way we've got 2 feelings, 2 thinkings, and then looks like we've also got 2 remembering, 2 anticipating, so we're good there. Alright, so that's it for setup. It looks like we're good to go. Grab my trusty dice roller. Okay, now the game is played in 2 phases. The mind phase, which is your opponent, this 8-sided die, and the watcher phase. The watcher is you. In meditation, you take on the role of the watcher and you watch your mind get distracted, and then you kind of pull it back so that it doesn't get too wound up in any one thing. So first turn goes to the watcher, not the watcher, I'm sorry, the mind, which is the mind die, and it's number 8. 8 is right here. So these cards right now are in subliminal status, which means that they're not even thoughts yet. Now as soon as the mind die rolls on one, it becomes a thought, which means you flip it and it looks like it's really cool bright feathers, and you pull an awareness marker from the pool and set it on the marker. Okay, so now it's the watcher's turn. Normally the rules say that you cannot act on a card the same round that the mind did, the exception being if no other cards are in play, which is the case right now. So the watcher can take a notice action on the feathers. I've noticed the feathers, and this card is now an acknowledged status. Okay, so now the mind will go 6. 6 is up here, so we now have a thought about this cool galaxy painting. No, it's a memory of a galaxy painting. Okay, now it's the watcher's turn. Now that there are 2 cards in play, the watcher cannot take an action on this card because the mind just did in the same round. So we're stuck doing an action on this card, though we don't have to. We could choose to pass. But we will. We'll go ahead and take a focus action, which focuses our awareness on the breath. And this prepares for a let go action next round, which will lock these cards away. They'll be released, and the mind won't be able to act on most of them. So we've done the let go, and now the mind goes number 5. Okay, so we've got a feeling up here, number 5. Now normally this would go into thought status, and we would pull the awareness marker from the pool. But since there's an awareness marker on the focus is on our breath, it steals this focus. So basically we've got memories or feelings of weird art that's just dragging our attention from our breath, and that kind of messed up our let go action. So now what do? We can't do anything on this card because the mind acted on that card, so we're stuck dealing with this galaxy painting. I think we'll notice this. And now the mind goes 6. So yeah, the mind doesn't want us to let go of that galaxy painting. But this allows us to notice the weird melted crayon painting. And now the mind goes 8. 8 is right here, so this is anticipating maybe it's going to the zoo with the cool feathers. So that's going to bring an awareness marker from the pool. I think our action is going to be another focus action, so we'll focus on our breath. And then the mind goes. Number 5. Well, it doesn't want us to focus on our breath. It wants us to be feeling about melted crayons. And sometimes it goes this way. So let's see. We'll notice this one. And then the mind goes. Number 8. It's going to be one of those games, I can tell. Let's see. So we'll notice this one. 6. Wow. We're stuck in this quadrant, which is fun. All right, so now this is a full distraction. When this happens, that causes time to pass, which means that you discard a card from the meditation timer. And then there's further rules if this happens again on a token with either remember or anticipate. Some further bad stuff happens. So we can't get that off of there this round because the mind worked on that one this round. So I think we're going to try to do a focus action again. Really want to be able to let go of that feeling. 8. Okay, same thing again. We're being distracted, completely distracted by galaxy paintings and anticipating going to the zoo. So that causes time to pass. But the good thing about this is that had it been any of these other cards, it would have stolen our focus from the breath in order to turn them into thoughts. But because it didn't, we can now take a let go action and go ahead and let go of that card. This causes time to pass. Now what this means is if the mind rolls a 5 again, nothing happens. This card is completely locked away from the mind. So let's see what the mind does. 8 again. Wow. Okay. Time passes, and this is a demonstration what I was talking about there. So we hit an anticipating token that was already in distraction. So what this means is that the mind focus will go to the future, which is clockwise around the grid, to activate the next available card. If it was the remembering token, it would be counterclockwise. So the focus is going to go this way around the grid, but it's blocked by the card that is in release status. So had this been, say, in thought status, it would have acted on it. So yeah, so nothing happens there. And I can't remember if I think I took the time, but if I didn't, I'll put it in the notes. So now what am I going to do? I think I'm going to try to notice that painting. 8. Wow, we're still stuck on these 3. It's unbelievable. I might have to change dice. So yeah, again, time passes, but nothing else happens. Now we see the title card and we know we're, somewhere around a third of the way through our meditation timer. And we haven't gotten that far because the mind is really stuck on these 3 cards. So this is fun. All right. I'm going to really shake it up this time. Oh, an 8 again. I'm not going to count that because it slipped out of my hand. But anyway. All right. We got a 7 this time. That's a feeling down here in this corner. So it's a feeling about some tenement architecture or something. So we pull the awareness marker over. And what are we going to do? It keeps rolling an 8, so we'll try to get that thing away. Alright, let's see. 6. So this goes back into thought status. Fun stuff. Alright, let's try to get rid of that 8 there. So we take a notice action on the feathers. Alright, 1. Let's see what's 1 in. Oh, 1 is a close-up of a cool eyeball. So it's thinking about an eyeball. Interesting. All right. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and take a focus action here. 8 again. Wow. I knew I shouldn't have done that. So it stole my awareness from my breath, and now I'm stuck on thinking about the zoo. Let's go ahead and notice the feeling there. 2. That's this one. Dandelions. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a focus action. 2 again. All right, well, looks like we're now being distracted by dandelions, which causes time to pass. And we'll go ahead and I want to show you guys how the deep breath works on the feeling, so I don't want to lock that card down quite yet. So I think I'll go ahead and use my let go action on this card here, which you can do. It works on any card that's subliminal, so the card doesn't have to have been activated. So by doing that, I basically won't ever know what's under there. That thought just never happened, and that causes time to pass. 2 again. All right, well, so that causes time to pass, and because it's anticipating the future, we go clockwise around, and the next card we hit is this one, which now becomes a thought again. All right, what am I going to do? I am going to I think I'm going to work on the eyeball. It's kind of staring at me. 8. All right, still being distracted by the zoo. I just cannot get rid of thoughts about going to the zoo next week. Fun stuff. We'll go ahead and take a focus action. 5. All right, 5 is up here. We've locked that one away so nothing happens. Now we will go ahead and let go of that thought, which causes time to pass. Now, the exception with the thoughts is that this isn't locked away from the mind, because thoughts keep popping back up. So if the mind rolls a 1, this goes straight back to thought again, unless its neighbors are released like this. In that case, it's locked away. So that might not have been the smartest thing for me to do. And now the mind rolls a 1. So, and there's the demonstration of why that was not a good idea. Okay, let's see here. This game is not being very interesting, is it? I'll go ahead and notice the zoo. 4. 4 is down here. We've let this go, so nothing happens with that one, so that's good. Let's see, I think we'll keep working on the zoo. I'd really like to lock down the zoo because I'm kind of tired of thinking about peacocks. 7. Where is 7? Uh-oh. All right. So now we have a feeling that's gone into distraction. So that causes time to pass. And what this means is if I take a notice action on this, I actually can't take a notice action on this because it's a feeling. You're required to take a deep breath in order to get feelings turned from distractions into anything else. So I wanted to make sure I could demonstrate the deep breath. So let's go ahead and try to lock this guy down. I really want to get rid of the thoughts of the zoo. All right, 1. 1 was up here, so now we're being distracted by eyeballs. And time passes, but it does allow us to take that let go action. And so now we've released 3 cards, and there are 3 cards in distraction. So if the game were to end right now, it would be a wash. It would be basically a tie, which is a lose or a win for the mind. So we've got about a third of the timer left to try to save this. So let's see what we can do. 5. 5's locked down. They can't do anything there. I think what we're going to do is take a deep breath. So the way the deep breath works is you have to initiate it on a card that's been released. So we'll use this one. You bring your awareness marker to the breath. This isn't like the focus action where you have to wait a turn. The deep breath all happens in one turn. So you move your focus to the breath, and you count all of the markers that are out on the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your target number is 6 or lower, and that will tell you how many of these cards that are in distraction you can basically take a simultaneous notice action on. So target of 6. 4. All right. So that means we can do 4. We only have 3, so that was pretty good. And now we put this back where it was, which causes time to pass. So that was helpful. And now it's the mind's turn. Hopefully not a 7. 3. Okay. Where's 3? 3's here. So we're now having thoughts about this cool Zaha Hadid architecture. And I think we're going to try to notice the tenement building to get that thing locked down. 3, again. All right, being really distracted by that building, which causes time to pass. And we'll go ahead and focus on our breath. 8. Where was 8? 8's over here. It's locked away. Nothing happens. That lets us let go of that feeling, which causes time to pass. So that's good. Now the mind goes 1. Where was 1? 1's up here in the corner, so we're now back to being distracted by the big eyeball. Again, if the game were to end right now, we have 4 in release, 2 in distraction. We subtract the distractions from the release, we would win by 2 points. But the ultimate goal is to get all of them like this. Now, there's another instant game over condition besides when the timer runs out, and that's when all cards, except for the center card, have this awareness marker on them. If all of these have markers on them, the game's immediately over. If they're all like this in release status, it's like the ultimate win. If any of them are in distraction, it's an instant fail, instant loss. So you really got to keep track of making sure you're not getting so close that the mind could sneak one in on you. Okay, so what are we doing here? We rolled 1, we got the distraction. I think we'll try to, you know what, we'll notice that one. 4. 4 is locked away, so we're all right. 4 again, locked away again. We'll go ahead and take a focus action. 1, all right, that hits the eyeball. Time passes. But we can now let go of that sucker, which causes time to pass again. All right, we're on our last card, so we can't get the ultimate win at all, but we're basically guaranteed some kind of win because we've got 5 in released and only 1 distraction. So yeah, let's see what the mind does. 4, nothing can happen. We'll go ahead and push that off. That just made our score even better. But the next, either the next release or distraction, and the game's over. 2, yep, and that's it. So distraction by Dandelion caused the meditation timer to run out. The game is now over, and we have won by 4. So we got 5 minus 1. That's 4. So not the ultimate win, but at least not a lose. And that is The Distraction. Hopefully this has been a good way to show off the game and clear up any questions about how to play. Thanks for joining.